What conspiracy theory do you believe to be true? What evidence led you to this conclusion? Every time someone posts about a safe on Reddit, they actually have already opened it and know nothing is in it before their first post. I wrote a complaint online about my pizza place about them cancelling my order without telling me, and the next order I got from them was ducked up. The pizza was way undercooked and not cut, and they didn't include the ranch that I always get with it. Also, when I called to tell them about the duck up, the manager seemed unapologetic and also like he already knew what I was talking about before I called. My conspiracy is that they retaliated since I basically reported them to corporate through their website with my initial complaint. I got a free pizza on my account with them for this, but decided just to not order from them anymore. Mediocre pizza anyway. Why is the second highest rated comment removed? The duck, is that bullshit? I believe that the government probably makes some conspiracy theories to try to make questioning the government seem somewhat crazy. When Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, was at Harvard, he participated in a brutal psychological experiment led by Professor Henry Murray. The experiment lasted for 3 years, and by many accounts they seemed to have an extreme impact on Kaczynski's psyche. I think this experiment was part of the CIA's Culture project and destabilized Kaczynski enough to where he eventually went on his reign of terror of sending bombed packages around the country. During the Culture project, the CIA collaborated with university professors on these mind control experiments, but a lot of the documentation was destroyed. When people started to look into it, Dr. the Unabomber participated in an experiment that was a part of the Culture project that eventually led to him becoming a mass murderer. All my devices listen in on me. The other day I was arguing with my dad about some chicken I thought had gone off. It was frozen for about a month, so we weren't too sure, but my dad was insistent that it was still edible. Dad decided to ask Google, and lo and behold, the related searches even from the first letter were, is chicken edible after being frozen for a month, and how long can you freeze chicken before it goes off? Also, my mum and I use this tactic where, if we need to ring up a company about something, and it puts us in a queue, we swear at it. It then puts you on a priority list and you don't have to wait as long. Kinda sketchy on the company's behalf. I believe in the mattress store conspiracy. So the conspiracy is that mattress stores are for money laundering. I went onto Google Maps and typed in "mattress stores near me." There were 4 mattress stores in the same shopping center. There was a road that had 5 mattress stores less than a mile apart. So I definitely believe in it. Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 wasn't an accident. There were definitely external forces that catalyzed its disappearance. The flight path was diverted many times and there was a lot of shady stuff about some of the passengers and the pilot of Flight 370. We may never know unless the plane is found. The USA will never add colleges to public funding like they did high schools, because then the enlistment rate for the military would plummet. Source: everyone I know who joined the service just to help pay for school. Edit: holy trap, this was a lot of notifications to wake up to. The question did say conspiracy theories you believe. So the comments arguing blatantly against my comment just make me giggle. And thanks kind stranger for my first silver. I never would have thought that this little comment would blow up. I'm starting to think that the really stupid conspiracy theories, vaccines causing autism, flat earth, lizard people, etc., are intentionally spread by propaganda groups and troll farms. They don't care what stupid shit you believe, but they are very interested to know that you're a gullible mark who will believe anything with no evidence and won't do research with authorities on the matter to find the truth. If you want to spread misinformation, look for the people who do it as a hobby. A forensics specialist believes Jamie Hewlett of Gorillaz is Banksy. It's not as big as other submissions here, but it's a theory I buy. Edit: thank you everyone for providing your own theories in the comments. I buy into a good handful of them now. The news report about beards containing more bacteria than a dog that just licked his own brasshole. Beards are messing with facial recognition software. The man wants beards to not be trendy anymore. I used to tell people that I believed the government listened to all phone calls. Years later some guy named Snowden proved me right. Michael Jordan's father was murdered in retribution for Jordan not paying off massive gambling debt. Jordan didn't retire and then come back. He was suspended for gambling. In the mid-90s, Michael Jordan was an industry. The truth about his gambling habits may have cost a lot of people a lot of money, so the cover story was presented. Edit. I admit the part about his father's murder is a bit of a stretch, but this is a thread about conspiracy theories after all. As for the suspension, I stand by that 100%. I have a theory that Tinder gives fake you got a new match notifications, so people get excited and opens Tinder, which leads them to swipe more. Source: myself. The Area 51 caller on Art Bell's show was a prank call, but it wasn't Brian Glass like he says. The connection dropping was pure coincidence. Edit. Art on the caller. Taken from his Area 51 caller. At the time it occurred I absolutely thought it was real. There are other synths who have expressed doubts, but it sure as hell was good radio. Reddit admins get unlimited gold posts so it can gain traction. Edit. r/award speech edits. Area 51 is not a place for secret government/military testing with aliens and stuff. Instead, Area 51 is a scapegoat, while shady behind the scenes stuff is going on at another military base that the general public doesn't know about. I mean, if you were really going to do something in secrecy, would you do it in the place where everyone thinks it is? Hell no. I don't have any specific evidence to back this up, but it makes sense, right? All the UFO sightings throughout history are just humans from the future on a time traveling safari meant to observe how we were in the past. They are supposed to keep out of sight, but thanks to human/mechanical errors there have been hiccups with their cloaking which have resulted in being seen. That's why there have always been so many reports of them throughout history, but there has never been an attack. It's just us. Also the reason why we don't see as many examples of UFOs now, even through pretty much everyone has a camera, is because people are not that interested in this time period, since we already document aspects of human life all the time. Modern drug prohibition is a for-profit endeavor perpetrated by governments for the benefit of pharmaceutical corporations, prison industrials, and warlords. This is more of a personal conspiracy. I've been working as an American healthcare consultant for 2 years now, and I genuinely think that insurance companies are purposely denying claims so that they can leverage $ for their beneficiaries' medical records. For example, one of my clients, a huge and important hospital system, had to deal with hundreds of thousands of dollars of medical claim denials because Humana suddenly decided it didn't believe any of those hospital stays were legitimate. They basically told my client to either fax hundreds of medical records or accept the zero pays. It's really suspicious and unfortunate, but when they have the money, what can you do? Restaurant owners know how awkward it is to be sung to in front of the whole establishment, and they do it to discourage people from taking advantage of their free birthday food. That Disney made a movie named Frozen, so that when people Google things like Frozen and Disney together, info about the movie comes up instead of stories about Walt Disney's frozen head. 23andMe is run by the government to collect your DNA and database it for later. The Bandersnatch Black Mirror Netflix special collected watchers' data to better greenlight productions that were more in line with users' taste. Disney made Zootopia partly to replace the Song of the South characters from Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain is really the only thing that still exists in the public eye from Song of the South, along with the song Zip-a-Dee-Doo-Dah, since Disney wants to pretend that movie doesn't exist. So they created a movie featuring Fox and Rabbit characters that could replace Brer Fox and Brer Rabbit, and rethemed the entire ride to be Zootopia themed, while leaving some things, like the name, and the songs featured in the ride, from Song in the South. There's also that Disney loves retheming things to their hype now, getting rid of Maelstrom and bringing in a Frozen themed ride. So it would make sense for them to retheme ride to a successful recent movie than keep a ride based off an old, mildly racist movie they are trying to forget. When a comment in one of these threads is removed, it's because it's true and someone with the power to remove it wants it hidden longer. I don't have evidence yet, but if this comment gets removed, then I'll have the evidence but no comment. Edit at 1:30 am April 23rd 2019. For peeps saying now they wouldn't delete it because you called out the negative consequences. That was the point of doing so. Gotta keep the comment up somehow. Also, as tempting as is, I'm not gonna delete the comment myself. It wouldn't be effective to the trained eye. Removed by moderator is hard to fake. And why falsify evidence when there's enough to go around? Half of you saw the thread about admins and gold. Why go any farther? That Apple started the AirPods meme. And right before Christmas they would give out $150 gift cards. Edit. Wow. Didn't expect this to blow up. Thank you. The lines on the detergent caps are higher than they should be, so you use more detergent for each load of laundry. It's so easy for them to get away with it. Ops guild their own submissions from alt accounts to give them traction. Source: the removed comments in this thread were discussing exactly that. The original comment itself was even gilded and removed in less than 30 minutes. I hit radio coordinates commercials breaks to all take place simultaneously, so you're forced to listen to ads even you change the station. They're practically a monopoly in my area, and I notice it happens to me all the time. Our apartment building has windows that are nearly impossible to affix a screen to. Same goes for the sliding doors. The power is centralized and locked into a certain expensive power company. I believe the developer and power company conspired to make people living in the apartments use the aircon more by making it hard to keep windows open without dozens of mosquitoes coming inside. Edit. People are asking about my language. I'm Australian. Thanks to draconian Aussie renting laws, I'm pretty limited in which modifications I can do. That Reddit mobile is purposely broken to make you download the app. Edit. I forgot to include my proof. Basically, when I started using Reddit roughly 5 or so years ago it worked fine. Now every other page loads as page not found. Frickin' GIFcat makes to go to their website just to view a 5-second GIF. Plus to top it off they keep pushing the app on me that I already downloaded but refuse to use. It works terribly. I keep ink pens from every year dating back to 2008 in my desk so that if I need to forge and backdate an important document I can sign it with ink that matches the year I'm backdating. Yes, feds do check ink in fraud investigations. Point not really a conspiracy, but might answer a few questions. The whole child pedophile ring happening in us politics. Epstein had too many friends in high places. The Hawaii nuke false alarm last year was actually the US government testing to see how the general population would react if an actual nuclear war broke out. That there is a huge pedophile ring in Hollywood. Anyone who tries to expose them die shortly after. Coincidentally. Edit. Thanks for the silvers. I don't necessarily believe this, but I've always speculated that a lot of priceless artwork and historical documents are actually replicas or copies. Obviously a painting by a world famous artist using a very specific technique would be very hard to fake. And I don't think that every art scholar in the world is paid off in some grand conspiracy. Rather, I just think that either the national treasures never left their vaults, or that some national treasures actually were lost to history, but they were copied. Government feeding crack cocaine into black communities. The countdown timers on ads for games or streaming services are actually longer than seconds. Seems too long sometimes.